I'm going to talk about something called ghost shells. And ghost shells obviously is when you fire a shell and it does not do what it's supposed to do, meaning penetrate the vehicle that you're firing at or hit it or anything. It just doesn't, it just passes through. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this, people don't like ghost shells. I get them often. I would say every day there are ghost shells. I always thought it was because of packet loss, which could definitely cause it. I've seen Des Games get a ghost shell on his channel. He had a video where he says, "Oh, what? You know, ghost shell." And there was obviously the famous game where Quickie Baby had a ghost shell, and he was firing at like a tank with 10mm armor. I had a game last month where I was firing at a building, which was to knock a building down because there was a tank behind it. And it gave me a ghost shell. And I was literally right next to the building. It was one of these, more the type that's off in the distance here. But I fired at the building, close range, didn't do anything. I was so close that in a second I would have knocked the building down anyway. And the point that I'm making is that don't worry too much about ghost shells. And the reason why is because the enemy team has ghost shells also, which means it equals out. There's going to be games where an enemy shoots at you and he gets a ghost shell and it doesn't do any damage. So you have the benefit just as well as you have to suffer through the ghost shell. It's true with other bugs. For example, there's a bug where there was a spotting bug where you'd be next to a tank and it would be invisible. And they would see you, but you wouldn't see them, so they'd shoot at you. And there were cases where I was next to a tank and I was invisible. I remember I had a game on Sacred Valley. The video might actually be on my channel, playing a light tank in the middle of the map. And I was like, what's going on? This tank, I'm right next to him. And it's like he doesn't notice me. He was literally right next to me. I was about to ram him. And I said, there's something wrong. How could this guy not notice I'm right next to him? And I showed many videos where there were tanks there that were invisible that I was bumping into. And maybe they couldn't shoot at me. I don't remember. But nobody believed me. And I was posting in the forums. Everybody said I'm crazy. I don't understand the mechanics of the game, is what they would say. They would say, how come nobody's posting it on the Russian forums? You go on the Russian forums, and it was page after page of people complaining about invisible tanks. And I literally made a video demonstrating it, where I put a tank on Murovanka, and I crashed into it, and it took a couple seconds before it spotted the vehicle. And I was pushing a invisible tank. And that's when they finally changed it, and they said, we've optimized all the spotting mechanics. So the point I'm making, I know these ghost shells and other bugs, they can be a pain, but remember, you get the advantage along with the disadvantage. It happens. Just make sure this. Okay, see, there's a bug. If you watch my channel, you know I suffer a lot from lag, and the games that are ruined, I don't put on the channel. But there's a lot of them. It used to be one every hour I would disconnect from the game, and sometimes have to reboot. Here's an example. What the hell just happened? Yeah, see, I know you probably don't know what happened, but it just brought me to the desktop because Adobe told me that I need to uninstall Adobe Flash. So don't worry about ghost shells. I'm not gonna repeat it. Don't worry about ghost shells. You have any questions or comments? Please post below.